All right, welcome back. And the show is interactive. We definitely want to hear from you. And so use the hashtag Breakfast Daily for us to hear on all social media platforms. And also the WhatsApp line is 0550-585832. We have some messages coming through. And let me just quickly read this one. This is coming from Mama G in Kaswa. And Mama G says, no government will be happy when there's a strike in the country. I'm pleading with UTAG to exercise patience and go back to the table and have a better negotiation with the Minister of Employment and Labor Relations. She's also advising still wear your nose mask and observe social distancing. Yeah,
so I think that we've spoken much on education. Can we do roads now?
Yes, I mean, we don't get tired of the road conversation, and we will not get tired of the road conversation until every last road to the last village in Ghana has been built and tarred properly.
Until the road in front of my house is fixed.
Oh, we can't, but you are in town, so if the road is to be fixed by next week, then we'll.
Do you know how long that road has been there? Talking of next week, no. Sometimes I look at if the capital city, if where investors come, where we are looking at this, if the roads are that bad, well, I'm sorry to say that if you are quite a distance away,
if you live in
well, I'm sorry. Yeah. Because when we talk of Ghana, where the Kotoka International Airport is, where the donors will come to, where the investors are coming to, the roads are that bad. Your road.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Let's go to the Bono region. All right. We have a report by our colleague, our Bono regional correspondent, Michael Saponim-Fum, on the bad roads that are beleaguering them as far as farm produce. You've done your best. You've farmed. You've gotten a great harvest, but you have to transport them. Let's take a look at this report.
The Kodiakrom in Letra area is the hub of agriculture in the Sunyani West municipality in the Bono region. Farmers in this area cultivate cocoa, cassava, among others. However, carting their produce to Nsuatre, the main market center in the area, is a challenge because of the state of roads in the area. This is the state of the road from Nsuatre to the Kodiakrom in Letra area. It is narrow and riddled with potholes. During the rainy season, it becomes difficult to drive on. Carting of foodstuff to Nsuatre is always a challenge for farmers in communities including Mempasem, Kodiakrom, Henekrom, Adai-Boroso, and Mpatapo. Due to the nature of the road, there are few vehicles that ply the stretch. Thus, farmers constantly will have to contemplate on either employing the services of tricycles or motorbikes once they miss the regular vehicles that ply the stretch. At the risk of their lives, some residents are forced to dangerously sit on top of taxis to Nsuatre and back to their respective communities. The residents want the feeder road to be widened to facilitate transportation.
Nti ontim kanu ntimemba ne ba bia ye be soa kokoo no so ye kasa ye soa so a yesu ye ntim nti ye sraba ne ommo aye no meyi kwano maye na bentimi meto kokoo no na fe bentimi meto aduan no senia ye so ye benya bi ato bibi ye di na ye dokora ye nya tofo ona asa kwano nye nti bia amma.
John Lampe is assembly member of the Kodiakrom Letra area, and he speaks to City News about their challenges.
most of the people here are farmers. And they have foodstuffs, cassava, plantain, yam, everything is here. But how to go to the nearest market for sale is another problem they are facing. And I've applied to the assembly. I've written officially to the municipal assembly to come into our aid. And our priority is the road network. And most of them too are cocoa farmers. Last year alone, the purchasing clerks purchased almost 3,900 bags, almost 4,000 bags from this area. And if imagine the road network, so okay, how come they convey all these things for market? So it's a problem. Then food staff too is here. Maintain everything is okay. So when I go around, they're always complaining. As some man, what are we doing concerning the road network? And so I'll make sure that the problem will solve. So the only problem is that I'm waiting for assembly. And they also forwarded my application to the Minister for Transport and Road and Transport for implementation. So that is the step that I've taken. So for now we are praying that in the convenient time when they need advices, they also help us.
Right, so you saw some residents there, you know, some people sitting on top of vehicles and all very, very dangerous. But it looks like that is their only option. So this is what is happening in Bono, you know, Kodiak Chrome. And this is quite unfortunate. It's a cocoa growing community and they don't have any means of carting their produce, you know, to the markets.
No, it's a very difficult situation that they face, because what happens is that we are saying that we're encouraging, you know, people, especially the fertile areas of Ghana, like the Bono region, you know, to produce and to increase production and all of that. We are talking about ramping up our numbers in terms of how much the tonnage of cocoa that we are producing, and they are finding challenging. They produce the cocoa, but to transport it to the next point where it will then become part of the tonnage, or, you know, yearly tonnage of cocoa that we are making, it's not happening. This is not even talking about food production for like the one where we are going to consume. That one too is there. That's another issue altogether. See, because if the food cannot go to market and cannot go to market on time, it affects the pricing of whatever has reached the market. The more that comes to the market, the lower the prices. So this is what we need to look at. You know,
and for me, I think that in an era where government tells us that we are in the years of roads, you know, I think
this is the second one, isn't it?
Is it the second or third?
Oh, this is okay. Well, I don't know whether this year is also
well,
but 2021 was the second.
I mean,
2021 was the second year of roads.
It's been the year of roads for quite some time now, you know, and I think that we should be looking at areas like these where we are getting our food from, where we are getting, you know, export commodities from, and all these kind of areas. You know, this is what the people can do. And I really want to know. It looks like this problem has been there for as long as they can remember. You know, what is government's response to this? You know, is this part of roads that are going to be constructed this
and
year? When is it going to happen? You know, and what exactly is happening? Is agriculture our priority? Are we thinking of food? Are we thinking of exporting some of these food items? And I mean, what is the plan? You know?
Well, we have the MC of Sunyani West, and he's the in the person of Kusi Boydum. He's on the line with us. Mr. Boydum, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing this morning?
By God's grace,
all right.
And you?
Very well, thank you, and welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Thank you.
So what's the plan for the road network within the Kodiak Chrome electoral area?
Yeah, thank you very much, and good morning once again to your listeners and your staff. I think Kodiak Chrome road network is very crucial to us. It is a farming community where we get a lot of our food stuff from there. But I remember last year, myself, even though I wasn't the MP by then, we made a trip to Federal Road headquarters in Sinyani to solicit for their activity on the road. Actually, they give us a promise, but unfortunately, that could not materialize. So we've seen the road is a bit not in good shape. But once again, we began working on it. So this year or even this season, you do something about it. But as I speak to you, the assembly, we are very busy working on our data, which when we are able to fix it, we are going to reshape all our rural road network so that maybe food items and people can also move up and down.
Okay, Mr. Bodum, you said that you had spoken earlier to the roads ministry and they gave you, they made a commitment. What was the commitment and when were you expecting the delivery to be done, which didn't happen?
But last year you were expecting, but I met the regional engineer last at a meeting in Ghana LCC, and he confirmed that last year, in fact, they could not have any allocation for most of their road networks. But as I'm telling you, the assembly itself, they got a grader, but unfortunately, in fact, it got broken down last year. So when I do work, now they are very much engaged in getting the machine fixed so that we can take care of those roads even without the feeder road coming in.
Yeah, but a grader is basically going to smoothen the road. That's not going to build the road. I think we should be looking at actually constructing the road. Is grading the road enough?
That's what we have put before the feeder road for consideration to pick for upgrading, but we haven't got that as yet. So in the meantime, we are still pushing. I had a discussion with the MP who left it last week, so he will push for my class. So as we are looking for actual upgrading and then maybe proper by the feeder road, that's why we are trying to do the media work to be able to allow passengers, farmers to commute to and fro.
But so, Mr. Bono, if you can tell us, how is the nature of the road affecting farming activities and business in general in Kodiakrom?
Oh, actually, they've been moving up and down, but not so much in a very good shape. But all the same, they've been commuting up and down. But they complain that the drivers charge them very exorbitant fares, and then they themselves, they don't feel safe traveling on such a nature of road. So we are very much concerned about that.
And I'm sure you share in this plight.
Come again.
Do you agree with their concerns?
Certainly.
Right. Now, very soon, the rainy season is going to set in. What is going to happen?
Yes. That's why I'm saying that before we get approval from feeder road for the road to be constructed, the assembly is trying to fix our grader, which will be able to maintain the road in the meantime for the farmers to feel comfortable flying on the road.
But would the grading solve the problem when it starts raining?
No. I'm telling you that we've applied to feeder roads.
So what was the last time? No, I get that point. But what was the last time you followed up? Because yes, last year they did not deliver. They promised, but they couldn't do it because they didn't have allocation. When was the last time you had a conversation with them just to be sure that this year something can be done about it?
Just last week.
Okay, and what was the answer they gave you?
That they've already put in place. They've included in our budget for this year.
Okay, so there's a budget for it this year?
Yes.
All right, so do we have timelines?
Timeline for what?
Timeline for the road to be constructed. Because at least now we know there's a budget allocation for it.
It depends when money will be released to feeder roads to award the contract to the letters to work on.
Right.
It all depends on how soon money from Ministry of Finance will be released. So we are praying that maybe as soon as possible, maybe once it is encountered, how to relate to feeder roads for them to do the onward awarding.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Boydum, for speaking to us. We'll be speaking with Mr. Kusi Boydum, who is the MCE for Sunyani West. Frima, sometimes these conversations are difficult because it's a money issue.
Yes.
You know, but I don't feel the urgency, you know, in from different quarters. Even when you listen to him and the conversations that he says he's had with the different, you know, feeder roads, you know, and so on and so forth, I don't sense any sort of urgency in us. It's almost like we've come to accept that this is our lot, you know, it will take our time. He says that the grader that they have, they are now trying to fix the grader.
The grader is broken down.
Yes, they are now trying to fix the grader so
well,
that they can breathe,
well, so for me, dear Honorable Kwesiamu Akwanta, the MCE for Sunyan West, Mr. Kusi Boydum, says that you have allocation. There is money set aside to construct the roads in Kodua Krom. Honorable, we will be following up on this because we have our correspondents there. And just as we've brought this issue up, we are going to be following up because according to the MCE, this year, the road is supposed to start. If not even completed, we have to see some work on there. And I think that all of us as Ghanaians, as citizens, must also follow through these things. I don't think that, you know, MCEs and assembly people, ministers, I mean government, should just come, give us promises, talk about things, and we all go to sleep. Nobody is monitoring, nobody is following through to ensure that they said they are going to do it. Have they done it? I think in 2022, everyone must also do their part of the bargain. You know, so journalists should also follow through some of these things. Is it true that the MCE has been engaging the feeder roads? Is it true that they've been grading the road? Is it true that the grader is broken down? Is it true that there's money allocated for this? We should also begin to ask questions. I don't think that a conversation should end at, okay, so we've talking to the feeder roads, they said we'll come and do it, and then we are all sitting down. Because that's what happened last year. So last year they said they were going to do it. They didn't do it. This year, are they going to do it? Why can't they do it? Why will they not do it?
I'm even wondering how the promise was made last year and that the reason why it wasn't done is that, oh, there was no allocation. I don't understand that.
Was it written? You know, did you meet at a funeral and you're having a conversation and you got this understanding? Did you just go for a meeting? What exactly? I think we should begin to, you know, probe further into some of these things. So we are waiting. If you say that the road is going to be constructed, you've spoken on national television. We will follow through with this.
Yeah, absolutely. My greatest concern with all of this is the ripple effect of what it does to the rest of the economy.
Exactly.
You know, and I think that government needs to put its is it money where the mouth is or mouth where the money is? I'm not sure which one.
Put your money where your mouth is.
You know, so but basically, if you say that you're looking at productivity, then make sure that you follow through the value chain.
Exactly.
Because the people are on the farms producing.
So at least meet them halfway.
Meet them halfway. Give them a road that they can transport.
They are, you know, ensuring to their end of the deal. What is government also doing? You know, so I think that the conversation shouldn't go.
Theirs is to farm. The ministry is supposed to build roads.
Farming,
so they are farming.
So
you to build a road for them.
So they said they would do it. How long have they been saying they will do it and it's not been done? So please, let's we can do better.
And then we also want to know, is 2022 the third year of roads? I mean, I'm not sure, but anyway.
I thought we're even in the year of completion or something like that.
Oh no, completion of what?
But they've been building roads; they won't complete them.
No.
Anyway,
no. Look, 2020 was a year of roads. 2021 was the second year of roads.
So every day we are in a year of roads.
Please, so the
when
roads.
will we get to the completion?
The roads, no. Have you been just in the outskirts of Accra? Even in Accra.
I'm telling you my area. I say outskirts. I said me in my area. You know, you see Accra. Sometimes when I'm tired and I get there, I just drive boom. I'm tired of trying to swerve and slowing down.
Shock absorbers, please, we are apologizing.
Brace up, we go.
Go through it. No, I was in Odubasi over the weekend, and oh man, look, the experience driving there. Look, you're driving, and then I don't speed, so 80, you're going there, but the potholes there, you see that the road is smooth, and then all of a sudden, the pothole shows up. And you have to figure out how you're going to.
Do you also realize that there are certain places that I'm driving, it's asphalt, all right, but the road is so uneven. Asphalt, so am I on an asphalt road or I'm driving on potholes? Because the thing is,
undulating. We don't know.
And for me, I think that Ghanaian drivers will be very good with Formula One.
I know,
because the way we are able to, drive and dodge, meander, do stuff. Guys, we should be thinking of Formula One, honestly.
I know, right? Anyway, Breakfast Daily. We're going to take a short break, and there's more conversations. We're going to go to the health segment after this short break. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.